This topic is going to take another look at power is a better choice than Intel, but we're going to specifically focus on architecture because architecture really matters. And as we can see in this chart, this is like showing the options that are out there that really deliver a better performance on the power platform than even the latest Intel Ivy Bridge EX system. The two rows that are in yellow are the things to focus on here. Simultaneous multi-threading, or SMT, is a huge advantage for performance. And if we look at this, we can see that even the Power 7 Plus has 4 SMT versus the latest Ivy Bridge EX, which has 2. And as we look at the Power 8 system, we go to 8. The other major focus here is the maximum L3 cache, which again increases performance dramatically. And again, we have leadership both with the Power 7 Plus as well as the Power 8 compared to the latest Ivy Bridge. Now in our labs, we do lots of testing, and this chart is showing the results of a very important test. We're running a application server with OLTP, so it's a very real-world application, and we're showing the different levels of SMT. So we go from SMT1, which is a single thread, to SMT2 on a Power 7 Plus to SMT4. And you can see how the performance steps up in terms of OLTP transactions per second. Now on the Intel Sandy Bridge, we don't have the choice of a 4. We only have 1 and 2. So we're showing the Intel Sandy Bridge here in its maximum performance, which would be very similar, by the way, to an Ivy Bridge EX system, which we're going to show in a minute. What you can see is overall the power system is 2.5 times faster just due to simultaneous multi-threading. The other key factor that we showed on that initial table is L3 cache. And what we see from this chart is running an application, we're measuring the execution time per element. And as you look at smaller caches, which is exactly what the Intel processors bring to the market, the execution time goes up. That's not good. As you can see with the blue line in this chart, the execution time continues to be very good all the way out and even past the 80 megabyte mark, which shows that L3 cache is an outstanding value for performance. Here's an actual stack measurement. Stack meaning we put in the hardware. This is both a 32-core power system versus a 32-core Intel system. We've added in the virtualization, so VMware for the Intel side. Power VM is the hypervisor, of course, for power. We're running both of these on Red Hat Linux. That's the same version of Red Hat Linux. And we're running WAS, the same version of WAS on both, as well as DB2, the same version. What do we see? We see 165,000 transactions per second versus 91,000 on the Intel system. And even more importantly, we see a cost advantage in this environment where the Power Linux system is actually less cost than the Intel system with all of this software added in. So what that says is higher performance drives lower cost if you look at it in terms of this kind of equation. The last thing I want to leave you with is take a very close look at the Ivy Bridge new announcements. And what this is showing is RPE2, which is a benchmark that Gartner now publishes. You can actually go to Gartner's site at the bottom of this chart and see this for yourself. But what's it showing? The leftmost column is showing Sandy Bridge performance per core. That's 2,283 in this RPE test. And the rightmost column, if you will, is the brand new Ivy Bridge 30-core system, but it's not producing any more performance per core. So back to our simultaneous multi-threading argument, we're not going to see any better performance from the latest Ivy Bridge against the Power 7 Plus or the Power 8 system. We're going to continue to have a 2.5 to possibly 3 times performance lead over the Ivy Bridge systems.